These also looking to have happened at least within the past week or so. And a trail, a plume, a rising column of smoke in the distance. Probably about a quarter mile away.
Well, that's interesting.
I'll point and scream out, just to tell everyone, basically, "Smoke! Over there!"
Maybe we should be a little bit more subtle about it and try to approach quietly.
Perhaps without the wagons.
Great idea!
Are you sure? Why bother with stealth? We should just shout and walk straight up to them. Shut up, Callista! Callisto!
You're not helping.
No, I'm trying to whisper shout, which probably doesn't.
Again, not helping.
Yeah.
Well,
That was stage shouting.
If we are going to leave the wagons, maybe we should hide them somewhat. For that, we did give our words that we would bring them back in one piece. It would be a shame if they got stolen while we were away, trying to be stealthy about it.
Or killed while we approached the goblins. Yeah, I would
Plus,
like to...
I really like this donkey, Petunia. He's really great.
Quite.
I named him Moko.
Oh, maybe we could compromise. Maybe it could be Macunia.
When she talks about when she talks about the donkey, I'll be like, you did not, you didn't, right? No. Mm.
But look at his ears. They're so cute. How can you not name him?
Jesus.
Donkey.
Anyway, so what's the plan?
Hide the wagons, carry on foot. Did I
We
get that right?
approach and investigate wherever the smoke is coming from.
Shout as loud as we can while we do so, too, of course. Though I didn't need to tell you.
Undil,
Are
your
you still on
sarcasm
that?
helps no one.
Who's being sarcastic? I'm simply trying to support Callisto.
All right.
Hey guys, what if we just walk up and talk to them? Maybe they're friendly.
I fear that's a good way to get an arrow between the eyes.
How much blood is around here on these destroyed wagons, Tony?
Make a perception check. Okay. You begin searching through these wagons, and you start counting up at least 6 of them here on the road in front of you, and maybe a couple more in the distance that you can see. Looking around, you start searching for blood and evidence of, slain riders, when you find a living rider.
Jesus Christ!
Oh.
We just missed them.
You make your way to one of the wagons. It's upturned and the wheels are missing, so it's collapsed on one side. And you see a man. He appears to be in his early 30s, and he is trying to keep as quiet as possible when you inspect the other side. And he sees you, and a face of just pure terror washes into relief when he realizes you're not whatever he was fearing for. And he lets out a loud, exasperated, "Oh, thank Christ!" No,
Who's this
he
Christ
says,
person?
Helm, maybe.
"Yeah,
Lathander.
Lathander."
Yeah.
"Oh, thank the gods! I was certain you were some."
But we were what?
Goblins, just up the road.
I'll run to him and sort of inspect him for wounds. Are you alright? Are you alright, darling?
I'm hurt. And he gestures towards his arm and his leg, which you can see he has made field bandages for. We attacked coming through days ago. I've limped away since then, but they've been picking over the carts ever since. I've been lucky till now. I thought you were them, for certain of it.
Can you handle horses?
I could ride.
There are 2 wagons just up the road, in the trees, second from the left. Take one.
He nods and says, "If you just get me into the seat, I can make the way on my own."
Yep, I'll carry him. I got that athletics check right there.
Yeah, no,
Right up there.
it's totally unnecessary. He is not a super fit guy. He's not bulky or muscled. is easy to plop in that seat. When he gets there and he's got the reins in his hands, he says, there was one still alive. I think, I don't know her name, just a merchant, young thing. She might still be there with them. They bound her.
Tell me, when does this happen? A few days ago? Hours?
He kind of thinks for a moment. 5-6 days ago. I've just been surviving out of the rations left over from the wagons.
Do you recall how many there were?
A dozen, at least.
They're goblins. They reproduce like rabbits.
Factually accurate.
Quite.
Factually accurate.
They have short gestation periods, and they reach adulthood at the age of 8.
They're practically animals. They eat when they're hungry, and then they sleep when they're tired of eating.
Is there anything else that we should know? We're headed there. Fight these goblins, try to save this young merchant. Anything else you noticed that we should know?
They were building tracks to stop wagons from just charging through from this side. I'm not sure what the burning is. He gestures towards the smoke. They've picked most of these wagons clean. I had to hide in the woods. But I'm really thankful for them. My name's Rosh. You can find me in forgot my own town name, Stagwick. You can find me in Stagwick if you come back. I'll have to buy you a meal.
We will
Rosh,
take you up on that.
Are you okay? Can I give you some healing before you head home?
He seems eager for a moment, and then he looks hesitant. He's, I think you might need it for what's ahead. I survived for days just dotting in and out of trees here. I can make it back.
No. You need it then. She'll cast Healing Word at first level on him.
He looks again. He's trying to tell you no in a polite way, but when the healing energy washes, he immediately looks pacified and grateful. As the magic fades, he says, it's so much better. Thank you.
Pyra dear, why don't you tell him the merchant that you took the wagon from so he can just return it to him?
Oh,
He had a name.
I never got his name. What was his name?
Will.
Morgan.
Will something. Will then. Will.
Wilbur.
Yeah, tell Will of Stagwick. These are his wagons. Yes. And he should give us our 20 gold back. And we never, ever tried to cheat him because we are honest folk.
He looks at you for a moment, and then he's like, it seems like a weird bit to throw in there at the end, but yeah, I can do that.
I mean, you don't have to say that last bit at the end, but just take the wagons back, okay?
Just one, please.
One. We'll keep the other one for any wounded or any supplies we might find at the goblin camp. Yes.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
Okay.
Tell him we'll be back soon with his other wagon, and not to worry.
Right. And he turns the cart around, the wagon around, and rides off. He doesn't shout, but he calls out behind him, "Thank yous again. Thank you so much." And continues on his way. What are the rest of you going to do?
Well, I started walking towards
Yeah.
where he said.
How
Yeah,
far is
flaming
the
goblins.
smoke coming from? Is it
It's about a quarter mile from where you're at now.
Okay. Well, I think
in-
that...
In Canuckastanians, I think that's a third of a kilometer.
sounds good.
Morgan, can you send your bird to the fire Whatever
I-
smoke.
I could. There would be a slight delay. I fear it's a little further than I can share senses with, but
While
yes,
we're
if you
walking.
give- sounds like a good plan. Java, if you would. You heard the man.
Sorry, so you guys are all going out on foot now, or trying to
We're-
use the...
On foot, but we're sending Imsberg.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
sending the bird.
is that like a regular familiar? Do you get...
I have 100
100 feet.
feet sharing senses.
Mhm.
I believe
And then,
I don't
like,
even.
infinite range beyond that, though? You just can't talk to it, right?
Yeah, I think that's correct. You can see through the raven's wetted ears while it's within 100 feet of you.
Mhm.
But
If I'm separated by more than 5 miles, it vanishes. But that's not gonna happen, and it can just go.
Is it the same as a regular familiar where you become sort of catatonic if you're seeing through his
It
eyes?
does not mention
No.
it.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
special. We're special.
Nice.
My bird and I are special. Yeah.
Nice.
You're about to see just how special we are.
The way it was described to me is you see both eyes, what they perceive at the same time.
Okay.
It's like picture in picture.
It probably has some getting used to.
All right. So you begin making your way down into this path, and Diaval soars ahead of you. After about 2 or 3 minutes of kind of creepily making your way towards the smoke, he returns, and he will tell you that he sees almost a dozen goblins and several wagons. He does have like intelligent familiar speak, right?
Yeah, I believe he.
So he tells you he sees several wagons, many of them destroyed. There are goblins actively burning a wagon, and others that are maneuvering cargo from one to another. Inside the wagon that is receiving cargo, there is a bound girl, and she looks like she is passed out. He didn't see any signs of abuse on her, but you kind of get the feeling that they wouldn't feed a prisoner.
She's probably famished. I was about to ask about the girl, but he got that part out of the way. Anything else? Any
Who is
obvious
backing
traps?
up a truck?
Yeah.
It's
10:35 at night.
That's the
Snowplow?
snowplows.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Canada. Hey?
Woohoo!
How
get
bad is
that.
it in Quebec? Because here we have, like, it was warm
We've
enough that the
had
snow was melting.
freezing snow actually. Verglas, we call it. It was awful. The whole place was ice rain. It's just like freezing rain that just like froze over. Is gross. It's
Jeez.
always gross. Winter in Quebec, and especially in Montreal, always gross.
Is it? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're an island.
So
Yup.
that is what he reports to you.
No traps that he could see.
Didn't see a lot of traps, but there are at least a couple goblins that are vigilant.
Okay, that's fine. In
Morgan.
this case, yes.
I guess I should ask for. Are you gonna share the information? Is that
Of course.
Okay.
12 goblins. The girl is still alive. They're burning some cargo. There are a few that are more vigilant, but I'm afraid I'm happy to report that there are no traps. Nothing that the bird could notice anyway. He's a smart one, though. Good eyes. I believe he would have seen anything obvious, so we'll have to keep an eye peeled. Jabal, do take us close to where the vigilant goblins are. If we can take them out first, I think that might be interesting.
Oh,
Surprised
I
they
might
can't.
be able to handle them. I can take out many creatures at once. They just fall asleep.
It's an interesting
All right.
I like it.
I would not like the girl to be taken hostage. If one of us could secure her early, that would be preferable.
I do know where she's located. Or at least Yaval knows.